Plaintiff Ellen Powers has known the defendant for 12 years, and she supported her throughout her drug and alcohol addiction. Ellen claims as a result of the defendant's low self-esteem, she's been in several bad relationships, and Ellen's suing her today for rent and stolen property. Defendant Tiffany Hogan says she was born a man, but she's been living life as a woman for years. As a result, Tiffany claims she's experienced discrimination her whole life. And now she helps young people who are dealing with similar issues. Tiffany denies stealing anything from Ellen.
Start with you.
So I met Tiffany about in 2002. We became friends. Through the years, Tiffany struggled with alcohol and drugs. And I've been trying to be a supportive friend and help her in times. Her self-esteem and issues that she goes through with the drugs and alcohol cause her to end up in abusive relationships, and I'm usually there to pick up the pieces.
All right, and how have you tried to help her?
I've encouraged her several times to get treatment. When
Did she?
And, she's half-heartedly gotten treatment. She hasn't
All right.
done enough because it is possible to recover. Because I got pregnant for my son a little over, well, he's going to be 9. So 9.5 years ago, when I found out I was pregnant, I got clean, and I haven't found the need to go back. So
how did you do it?
I just wanted to raise my child more than I wanted.
No, how did you stop? You just one day said, I think that's it.
No, I went through treatment programs.
You went through drug treatment programs?
Yes, and counseling and other things.
30, 60, 90 days?
I went to an outpatient that took about 9 months.
Okay. Did you go to NA classes?
I did for years.
How often?
I started going every day, and then with a newborn it was harder, so it dwindled down, and I don't do it anymore, but I don't find the need to use it anymore either.
Right. Okay, that's what people do. And the reason I'm so persistent about finding out how you stopped, a lot of people need to, but the question is how they stop. You know, not only should it be because of the child, it's because they should stop stealing.
Right.
All right, so that's why I want you to stop stealing from me.
Right.
So I like for others to understand how they can successfully stop as you did.
And I've been trying to be a supportive friend and help her in times. Her self-esteem and issues that she goes through with the drugs and alcohol cause her to end up in abusive relationships, and I'm usually there to pick up the pieces.
Defendant Tiffany Hogan is being sued by her former friend, who claims she supported Tiffany throughout her drug and alcohol addiction.
Ma'am, you want to give me some background?
My name is Tiffany, but I was born Michael. I'm transgender. I'm currently, I help young people with issues of adversity and discrimination. And
you've been discriminated against because of your sexuality?
Yes, I have. I've experienced it my whole life. To let them know that, you know, that there is more than just a black and white area. There's a gray area in between. There's nothing wrong with being in that gray area. Be proud to be in that gray area and to hold your head up and stay strong and be proud of who you are. How
do you do that? How do you encourage others to overcome that type of discrimination?
There's a project in Rochester called the MOCA Project.
Okay.
And,
what is it called?
The MOCA Project.
Spell that.
M-O-C-H-A.
And that's in
Mental
Rochester,
Color Health
New York?
Awareness, yes.
All right, and that helps individuals who are being discriminated because of their sexual orientation or sexuality?
Yes, it's just, it gives them like a place to go and stuff, hang out, and, you know, meet other people like them.
And tell me about your drug and alcohol addiction that she was referring to.
When we met, I was on drugs. I've been clean from hard drugs for about 3 years.
Good.
So
How did you do it?
I don't know. I just got tired of the lifestyle and, you know, never having no money. And
did you get treatment? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got treatment. Yes.
That's why I say how.
I did a 28-day program at Norris.
Inpatient or outpatient?
Inpatient.
All right.
And I just continue outpatient.
NA meetings?
Yes, NA
How
meetings.
frequently?
I started off like going every week, every day of the week.
Every day of the week. Yeah, and that's what I tell folks. That's what I've observed to be the most successful among my dozens of friends and associates that I've seen hooked on hard drugs over the years. One is treatment of some type, but more importantly, or just as important, is the NA classes. If they're not going at least every day after they finish their treatment, then it's not going to be successful.
Yes. Right.
And tell me what she did to fall off, because you're suing her for stolen property.
Right.
so at some point she fell off, and also unpaid rent. She didn't have to fall off because of the drugs, though. Just kidding there. Tell me how she owes for rent and property.
Well, so my experience is that when you start stealing from people that help you, there's usually a issue there of some kind of falling
So what
off.
happened?
So I think you were on the right track there. However, in July 13th, Tiffany called me. She was in an abusive relationship for many years. I had been trying to encourage her to get out of, and I guess it was finally she was done, and asked me if she could come stay with me. She signed a promissory note of paying me $200 a month, and that day she only had $50, so I accepted the $50 with an agreement that she would make payments. She does hair, so when she would have money, she would get it paid by the end of the month, you know, as the best way that she could. And she signed an agreement to that effect. And if she was behind come October 1st, when she got she was expecting a check. And I hear you all the time talk about if it's a tax or Social Security back payment, you're in trouble.
Government check.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
Whether it's income tax.
Right, and I watched you
when I
enough
get
to
my
know
Social
better.
Security, when I get my disability,
Right.
any of those, you can forget about it.
Right, well,
But
here
the
I am to
government
tell
is
you you're right.
always subject to hold your stuff. And so that's always a good excuse. Well, the government withheld it.
Right.
Government withheld it, didn't they?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
So after
So
the
she said, "I'll
$50
pay you when
payment,
I
I
get-"
didn't see any more payments from her. And then October 1st, I had some appointments. I left in the morning. I came back about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Tiffany had moved out, and so did some property. My son's TV in his room and his surround sound system that goes to his TV were gone. And so I was very upset, and I continued to try and call her, and I didn't get any reply. And so I continued to call her, and then I just filed small claims court in Rochester.
Ma'am,
Yes, Your Honor.
tell me about the property and the rent.
I agreed to pay the $200 a month when feasible for me, and that come October when I got my back paycheck, that whatever I was in the arrears of, I would pay then. However, everything didn't come through as I planned to. So instead of hearing her rant and rave and go through it, I just decided while she was gone, it's October 1st, so let me just beat the bush and let me just get out. And I had met somebody too, so I moved in with him.
All right. How long had you known him before you moved in with him?
5 days.
Has he been abusive?
Well, yeah, I'm not with him now though.
You left an abusive relationship and you move in with somebody you don't know. All right. And then you become abused again. All right. Hopefully you'll learn that you need to know a person before you move in with them.
Defendant Tiffany Hogan is being sued by her former friend, who claims she supported Tiffany throughout her drug and alcohol addiction.
So you admit to owing the rent?
Well, yeah, but I do, but she hasn't gave me enough time to even figure out another alternative.
All right, at least you admit to owing. That's a good sign of recovery, isn't it? When they tell the truth about their debts.
Well, I'm hoping that she gets recovery, because until she gets some treatment for the addiction,
She says she's gotten it, and she says
she
she's
won't
overcome it.
stop getting beat up by men, because she only known in 5 days she'd beat up again.
Doesn't sound like that has anything to do with drugs. It has something to do with no good men. Now, let's get to the stolen property she's accusing you of. Television, the stereo system.
Well, I didn't steal it. When I moved in, she said I could have it for the room when I moved in.
Okay, and it was in your room or the son's room?
The room I was sleeping in, yeah. The room I was renting.
Was that the son's room or not?
I have, my apartment's a 2.5 bedroom. So because I have a little guy that doesn't need a lot of room, I put him in the half a room and allowed her to use the bigger room.
But that before she moved in,
it was the child's
that was
room,
the
yes,
child's
and
room?
it's TV.
And it was already there?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, was it there when you moved in?
Yes, it was.
So let me understand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She has it there for her son. You move in, she's being a nice son. I'm gonna move you to a smaller room, son, because I have a friend who needs it. Then when it's time to leave, you think you can take the television and stereo that her son used.
Well, Your Honor, I know if she didn't, she stated that you can have this for the room and you can have it. Basically, she said I could have it.
Basically,
yes.
When you were leaving, did she say you could have
No,
it?
well, she wasn't there when I left.
You said
no.
she had it, you could have it for the room?
Well, yes.
Not for where you took it.
Thank you.
Correct, but
Right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I just wanted to add one thing. Tiffany's been in my son's life since he was born. He knows her as TT Tiffany, his aunt. And so
He knows her as TV Tiffany.
TT. Probably now he does. But he's always called her his TT, so that
TT, all right.
That is why it bothers me even more that she would steal from him anyways. Because it's not like just some random person I had in my house. We took Tiffany and made her like family.
Where'd you put it? TV and stereo.
when I left, took it to where I was staying.
Where's it at now?
I guess with the guy, he kicked me out.
Okay. And you didn't go to the police about your television and your stereo?
No, I didn't.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, it's not too late. You're gonna go?
I carry it.
Can my staff help you prosecute to get your TV and your stereo
They
back,
don't
or
have
are you
that
lying
TVs.
and you've sold it?
No, I didn't. No, I.
Oh, so it's still there.
I guess I haven't.
And he refused to give it to you. That is the point.
Basically, yeah.
All right, and that's against the law. So we're going to help you to go and file a report. Hopefully you won't be filing a false police report because that's a felony. Yeah, I know, because you
might as well
sold
be
it. I
honest.
believe you're back on. I believe you're back on drugs. What you just did indicates that you won't even agree to allow us to help you get your property, or sue, or prosecute, and have the man who withheld your property held accountable for it. Sounds like you may have done something with that property, as she believes. She believes that you've relapsed back on drugs and you took that property to sell it to get drugs. And the way you responded sounds like that might be the case. 927 is your judgment. She agreed to pay the rent, and she is misguided in thinking, or just straight out lying, that you gave her this stereo and television. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Your
good
Honor.
day.
I just hope she gets treatment and it stops, ruining all the bridges of the people that are willing to help her, because we do care about her.
I still love her. She's always my best friend because she's helped me through thick and thin, and I always love her.
You need to get some help.